sophisticated weapons like AK-47, you know that whoever is seen with terrible weapons at all should be shot immediately. That was the instruction from the president with regards to this very situation. Same with AK-47 in the bushes, well, be gunned down. That's the standing instruction, it appears, from the president. Meanwhile, there's also the story about Nigerian Army declaring that 12 officers and 86 soldiers missing in the wake of last week's Boko Haram attack on Mate and Dikwa. Much of that story talks about a signal dated the 1st of March 2020 from Operation Lafayette Jolly headquarters in Maiduguri, cited by the literature, showed that soldiers were declared as deserters. It indicated that three majors, three captains, six lieutenants, three sergeants, and 89 soldiers fled in the aftermath of the attacks on Mate and Dikwa. And that's according to how Daily Trust is reporting this very story. All right, I'll update you as we go along. But some people were hoping to join the conversation at their own WhatsApp or via the telephone line. I'm going to come to your messages in a short while from now. Let's start off with some few phone calls before we dash forward the next break. But here we go. What are your thoughts? Remember the vital question I asked even before the break. I'm doing very well, and you? Oh, Mimi, welcome back to the show. Good morning.
You know, what I really happy about is those girls that they are renewed. Giving them nothing. So I'm really appreciate the federal government for that. And for Kofai, let him do his job. You know, we don't need any something like trouble or killing again. We are tired about sharing blood every day. Other things that we speak about, I think the federal government, the president has to take care of it immediately. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mimi. Okay, keep up with me. 0946000951. Welcome to the show. Good morning. How are you today?
This is Amali, calling from Niger State.
All right, Amali, we are listening to you.
It's all about the north and the southwest. What happened with a shortage of food? Even the north are not exporting food to southwest. Is that?
I'm with you. I'm listening to you.
Yeah, I'm asking this question. For Middle Belt, that we all farm all the farm products. I don't know. Is it the Middle Belt that are talking this thing or the farmers? Why? Because in the Middle Belt, we farm all products that you see. We farm cassava, we farm yam that the major north comes to buy and transport it to the southwest. I don't know what they are farming. Is it the corn? And we have everything in Middle Belt. So what is that? Who is that making that statement that the thing is suspect?
Okay, interesting. All right. Okay.
Some people cannot be using us. The questions of Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much, dear friend. Thank you so much for checking in with us. Interesting thought. Middlebelt has been known as the food basket of the nation. Where's the basket? Where's the food? How do you find the basket and the food? I mean, since security as we have in the country, that seems to be a big challenge. I'm glad you connected with us. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You're welcome. Let's talk.
Thank you, Even Ali. Good morning, Nigeria. It is a welcome development for the intervention of federal government to end the blockade to the food vendor to south. And it's also a reminder that politicians, when we are playing politics, we should play it with a sense of decorum. I'm thinking about Femi Banikarede, the president that you call all sorts of names, and now you seek to promote unity that you always again promote the recession. It is not the way to go in this country. This thing has been happening almost 6 times now. We condemn it one, they are usually further attack in the north. But now, Look at what is going on. It happened in Port Harcourt. It happened during the ESA. It happened this time again. Innocent people have been killed, including their properties and destroyed for nothing. We can't grow a country like this. A bad strategy. What the president now about a strategy? People lost their life, including their property for nothing. That is not the way to do.
All right. Interesting thoughts from you there. Okay, so there could be better ways to lead the nation. Well, let's read off some messages. Good morning from the PDP should please to make a statement that is capable of destroying the confidence of the military men who might fight day and night to secure Nigeria. I'm completely on the side of the federal government blacklisting Zamfara. Katsina State has no go zone. I don't think Katsina State is on that list, okay? He goes on to say the still state governor should be invited by the DSS for questioning. They should show the security men where is the bandits who kidnap for money and kill for no reason at all located. PDP should tell the governors to stop negotiating with the criminals, not calling the federal government names. That's according to Patrick from Niger State. God bless Nigeria. Long live President Buhari for the order to shoot anyone carrying AK-47. That's almost noble. That's almost a noble offer by the Zamfara governor. That's the mark of true leader. Unlike the seat-tight politicians who never want to leave power when it's apparent they have failed to provide good governance and security. That's D1 from Garki. Also still following through FMD. Federal government asked soldiers to shoot on sight now, any pilot with AK-47. I think the federal government is waking up better late than never, it goes on to say. From lifting the food blockade to the south cannot amend the already psychological and emotional damages. The message that has been passed, and it is welcomed anyway. I tell you, the food relationship can never be the same again. Trust me, the South should, as a matter of urgency, venture and expand agriculture sustainability. And basically, every human should be able to feed himself, no matter the level of interdependence situationally. This is part of the early warning signs of conflict, says Mr. IK there. Black Fatherson says students kidnapped. Okay, I'm just trying to get to your recent message. He says, good morning. Food blockage. I love who is begging them to lift the ban. I believe there's no part of Nigeria that does not grow food. So what's the threat about? For me, they will end up losing the loan most of them took from the central bank anchors borrowers program of the federal government. And it should be known that the Southerners are also bond farmers and will not stop the job export to the north from the south. More money will be made and more jobs will be created from the ban. I beg them not to leave the ban. Let's see who will suffer. It is the beginning of restructuring, whether we like it or not. And I wonder, is it a matter of measuring who suffers more that would make things a little bit even better? I wonder what that's about. Master Stevens says, good morning, Femi D. President Buhari asked security officers to shoot anyone with AK-47 is a good one. Master Stephen retraces that. Tupata Century says, I'm still researching on the extent of the immunity clause that can help or cover felons. I mean, those who carry arms against the state and those who mobilize or those who do a coup to the Constitution, especially for those who have sworn to protect it. But meanwhile, on the face of it, I'm frankly thinking that the felony should be a limit to any form of immunity because a state must exist before the clause can survive. Who is begging people not to block foodstuff or cattle? All those options would all be tested, but I assure you they will eventually fill the pack of cards. They will all fall like the pack of cards, you meant to say. Stay with me right here on Night Drain. If I go on a commercial break, after the break, well, there'll be more to talk about right here on Night Drain. For Morning Crossfire continues this very morning. It's 7:34 a.m.
And now, Morning Crossfire. With Femi D live on 95.1 Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Hello, it's ABUJA here again to officially tell you that the Samsung Galaxy S21 series is now available in all Samsung stores nationwide. Enjoy epic moments every day and relive them with combined images and videos in one single shot and zoom lock from 20 times zoom. Also work and play smart on the move with a new edition of the S Pen. Buy the Galaxy S21 now and get the S Pen with cover or a clear standing cover and other exciting offers. Offer valid till March 7th, 2021. Terms and conditions apply.
We are now operating 3 weekly flights from Abuja to over 130 destinations worldwide. Book today with greater flexibility.
Morning, how are you?
From all-inclusive fares starting from $673.
Do I take a political show? Well, it has to be because of one of my favorite political quotes, the guessing out philosophy. And it says, the right leaders feel a sense of urgency in good times and bad, whether facing threat or opportunity. No matter what, they are obsessed, afflicted with a creative compulsion and inner drive for progress dwelling for goals in the stomach that remains constant, whether facing threat or opportunity. This is what I also believe, that there's a sense of urgency that needs to be done with every right leader. And that is why I do the show. This I believe. I am 30. I'm in there. 5.1
And now we're back to round off the conversation. We started off on Morning Crossfire. Stay with me. It's 7:39 a.m. Nigerian time. More to come.
And now, Morning Crossfire. Morning Crossfire with Femi D Live on 95.1 Nigeria
Many thanks to you for staying with us right here on Nigeria Info. Let's check in with some story as well. There's also been some development that the Nigerian, lawmakers have been up to. This story is covered by the Sun newspaper. It talks about reps probe NNPC over 339 million US dollars missing crude oil and raise concern over Ebola. Well, according to this, the House of Representatives have resolved to probe the Nigerian Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, over alleged missing 5.2 million barrels of crude oil supposedly allocated to refineries under the direct sale, direct purchase scheme. The 5.2 million barrels of crude oil, amounting to 339 million US dollars, was reportedly allocated to refineries between June 2018 to July 2019. The House also resolved to probe allocation of crude oil under the DSDP from 2018 till date, as well as crude allocation per refinery and the rationale for the allocation. The investigation is equally expected to unravel what happens to an unutilized stock of crude oil in the case of refinery with inadequate production capacity in this regard. Let's round up some more. Let's check with other stories of interest before I take your calls yet again. Now, there's also the story that has to do with Northern governors seek foreign assistance in insurgency fight. Remember, the story builds up around the fact that, hey, the governor of Borno State is suggesting now this would just be a good time to get mercenaries to come into the country and, well, provide some sort of assistance. Well, the Northeast Governors Forum yesterday did meet, and they've urged the federal government to seek assistance from neighboring countries of Niger, Chad, and Cameroon to end insurgency in the country. Now, speaking yesterday at their fourth meeting in Bauchi, they promised to float a regional security outfit in line with the 1999 Constitution and guidelines from the service chiefs. Now, Borno State Governor and Chairman of the Northeast Governors Forum, Professor Babagana Zulum, said, I call on the federal government to seek support from our neighbors, especially Niger, Chad, and Cameroon, with a view of providing a joint action that will assist in ending the insurgency. Furthermore, the federal government has to explore the possibilities of involving mercenaries with a view to ending the crisis, because it seems there's no commitment. Therefore, we must end the insurgency. We must be totally committed. We must seek external support and ensure that mercenaries are hired to end insecurity. On our part, in addition to the logical and logistics and financial support we have been rendering to the armed forces in the fight against insecurity in the sub-region. Let's get back to you now. Do you think mercenaries should get involved in the fight against bandits, kidnappers, terrorists, and the likes of them across the country? What do you make of that? The numbers are still remain open as we start to round up this conversation in the next 7 minutes or thereabout. 0946 00951. And yes, 08095 974869. Let's check in with you. Welcome to the show. Good morning to you. All right, good to have you on. Share with us. Yes, please. Mm-hmm.
That actually but the issue is, even if machinery is coming, they will still be sabotaged, because those who are supposed to be the anchor head of this is and the same people who sabotage the system. So if machinery comes, they will still need those people, and those people will still sabotage them. We have leaders in the country where they don't have conscience. People expected in what they get from the system, even if somebody dies.
So machinery is right. Before you don't stop. I see with them, but who will do that? Who will do that? Because even those who are supposed to do it are collaborating with those who do it.
All right, well, that's one way of saying it. But then there are also, of course, many other perspectives that would be brought into this conversation. Okay, I'm with you. Good morning to you. Let's talk. Welcome, Mr. Tom.
I made a translated a voice message to whoever cares here without reading the machinery. Now, although I'm one of those who have advocated for this for a long time, all what we need is concentration of forces to know all these forests state by state. What do I mean by concentration of forces? Perhaps we bring in massively, like we have the army scattered all over now. Why don't you say we let us have to start with? We know all the forests in the southwest will bring about 2,000 military, bring in about 2,000 police. We move into the forest and force them out. Before we do that, we tell them, so if we are friendly, if we belong to us and you are doing legitimate business, come out of that forest. We are coming in. When we come in, anybody we meet after that announcement, we kill whether animal or whatever. And as soon as we do that, we take possession of this forest.
But that's not how this works. But that's not how it works. Trust me, there has to be a level of certification for one to know whether you're a threat. It cannot be. No, Mr. Tom, Mr. Tom. No. Hold on. I wouldn't allow you go on unless you hear me clearly. There are hunters in the forest who still make hunting for a living. You cannot tell me that anybody they meet in the forest will be killed. It doesn't work that way, and it shouldn't work that way. You said anybody. That's what you said.
It will belong to us. We are doing your legitimate come out of the forest because we are coming into trust this criminal. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Because you see, we're in a critical situation. We need deliberate action. What will the use of this concentration of forces as soon as we those who now know that the military is coming on massively to attack all these bandits kidnappers in the forest, which are doing legitimate business who are who come out of that forest will attack you.
Okay, great point. All right, thank you, Kutam. Okay, thank you, Kutam. I've got to break off with you because I've got about 3 minutes to check in with a paid job. But let's take on some on the call. Yeah, good morning to you. Glad you connected. Let's talk.
How our government has allowed it to grow and it's growing out of proportion. Just like the first caller has said, machinery from our neighbors, Chad, Cameroon, and Niger. And then you ask yourself, what is the one that are coming from where they come from? Hello?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm listening to you.
What will get rid of this situation is not only our people get rid of ethnic or religious collaboration into this issue and be ruthless. If our government have been ruthless, that's what we want to go on this issue.
Yeah.
Believe you me, these people, this situation is going to pass by now. It is because the suffering is on everything the mother here and there, and people they have been building, and that is why government is finding it very hard now to control.
Interesting. Yeah, I do. Okay.
Remove this religious collaboration out of it. Even that the first color has said, the people simultaneously will continue to say, yes, you will participate there, draw it here, look at it this way, look at it that way. Just understand me. So our government should be ruthless. And it's not a question of reporting machinery because those who are going to report the they will be able to those in authority now will get in the church to go.
Okay. Okay, all right. Well, let's leave it at that. I tell you, we're going to have a full recap of all the conversations tomorrow. It's really a major one. But just to read us a few messages, because in 30 seconds I've got to break it up for some commercial. Good morning, Femi. I'm MOA from Chacha behind XU Iraq. Say Nigeria and Nigerians will be great again. Federal government banning illegal mining in Zamfara State. Good move. But the question is, was the ban lifted before now for another ban? Illegal mining was going on this on that state and others for a very long time. Ambassador Afam did share that with us. With us, watch on Nigeria Info 95.2. We've got to break it up for a commercial, and then we'll talk more right here.
Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
Show unravels your thinking, makes you stop to listen, engages you in a debate of opinions.
I believe this man knows what he's doing. He is a Nigeria.
And ultimately brings you to the king of talk radio, Femi D
Goodness and mercy follow me every day. Everything when I touch, money slide, anything where I want. She not my phone, she not push. I get on, and if you let us know my name, if I don't feel like for me, you buy them. I don't count me, I don't have that. Here, I don't need you. I don't need every day. Chance of blessing.
The number you are calling is not correct. Please check the number and dial again. The number you are calling is not correct.
3585362.
The number you are calling is not correct. Please check the number.
I really like you, and it's true. There is only one, just you.
Hello, Messi. It's not going on. It's even saying the number is not correct. Safe. Multi-try element dancing. 35, 86, so.
I won't talk my mind and say how I feel inside, but I fear you won't. You won't feel the same for me. Oh, she loves me. Hallelujah. She says she loves me. Hallelujah. Oh, and she loves me. Hallelujah. She says she loves me.